minute to start thinking, y'all. Who we got in the house? People's Last Stand. Paul's the name. Hang on, I've got lost over here on my board. Who we got in the house? Who we got in the house? Man, y'all, it's starting to get real out there. I haven't been thinking about it or worrying about it, but this morning I got up. Something ain't right. People's Last Stand. You know, I've learned something when I go to screen share. This it messes up my audio. You know you're in here. I see you chatting, but it's not registering that you're in here. Is that not crazy? Man, y'all. I haven't been really worried about it, but man, I think the Agenda 21's fixed to start kicking off. Hey, Paul's the name. People's Last Stand. Thanks for coming in. But man, y'all, it's getting crazy out there. You know, Trump ordered 52 target strikes for the 52 hostages. I was alive back when those hostages were over there. I remember that stuff, y'all. I was a kid, man. I was still in single digits. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, all we worried about was when was Russia going to attack us with nuclear missiles. I mean, seriously, we're kids, man, like 8, 9, 10 years old, building fallout shelters out in the woods. I mean, really? That's how I grew up. Crazy. But the stuff's fixed to get real, y'all. Because if y'all remember any of my live streams where I talked about that daggum Iranian guy I had to work with and how he thought that, he was above everybody. He hated me, man. I could see it in his eyes. He wished he could kill me. I could see it. And I was warning everybody, man, these people, they're sleeper cells over here. They're everywhere, man. People don't realize it. People just don't realize it. But man, let me see if I can get this up here. Here's I want to show y'all. This is on my Twitter. This is old Trump. I'm gonna let y'all listen. I guess I gotta accommodate. All this is fair use, by the way. Fair use. Let's hear what old Trump's got to say. I won't be able to see the chat for a minute, y'all.
A flawless precision strike that killed the #1 terrorist anywhere in the world, Qasem Soleimani. Soleimani was plotting imminent and sinister attacks on American diplomats and military personnel, but we caught him in the act and terminated him. Under my leadership, America's policy is unambiguous to terrorists who harm or intend to harm any American. We will find you. We will eliminate you. We will always protect our diplomats, service members, all Americans, and our allies.
Now look, y'all, what he did, he stuck a stick up in a hornet's nest, buddy. These people hate Americans anyhow, right? But man, he just sat there and whacked the hornet's nest with a stick. I mean, I don't blame him, but that's the reality of it. This stuff is going down now, y'all. looking for nukes. Yeah, Paul's name. I was in school in the 70s. Aaron, how's it going? There's probably more sleeper cells than that, Karen. I'm going to go ahead and let him finish up. I'll talk while
For
we're.
years, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and its ruthless Quds Force under Soleimani's leadership has targeted, injured, and murdered hundreds of American civilians and servicemen. The recent attacks on U.S. targets in Iraq, including rocket strikes that killed an American and injured 4 American servicemen very badly, as well as a violent assault on our embassy in Baghdad, were carried out at the direction of Soleimani. The death of innocent people, his sick passion, contributing to terrorist plots as far away as New Delhi and London. Today, we remember and honor the victims of Soleimani's many atrocities, and we take comfort in knowing that his reign of terror is over. Soleimani has been perpetrating acts of terror to destabilize the Middle East for the last 20 years.
And that's the truth, y'all. I mean, that is the truth. This guy has been the heart of terrorism, and it's been Iran. And I'm telling you, there are so many people over here in this country that are from Iran, and they go back, they call it their homeland. And they go back to their homeland about 4 times a year until they put it on the, what is it, where you couldn't fly over there anymore? I mean, it was like not a no-fly list, but it was where the airlines can't land at anymore, basically, right? Well, this one dude, he'd come back. This is that guy at the body shop. He'd come back and talk about, yeah, he had his AR-15 strapped over his shoulder because that's the only way you can walk around in his homeland. And I'm thinking, all right, if you're carrying a gun, he never admitted to shooting people, but if you're having to carry a rifle around just to walk down the street, then you're carrying it to protect yourself or to fight, whichever way you want to look at it. But this guy was living in America, working in an American company, and going back to his homeland 4 times a year. You know why? To bring money to fund the terrorism. And I kept telling everybody this. And this guy's over there shooting people, then coming back to America, trying to act like an American. But in reality, he's sitting there. I mean, it's like they love blood. They love to fight. They love to kill. And I'm not pushing fear. I'm just telling the truth, man. This dude was my worst enemy. He hated me because I could see through him, and he didn't like that. And I tried warning everybody about it. Listen, but these people own gas stations, quick lube places, car washes, laundromats, hotels, you name it. They own all this little stuff around here. And y'all watch the thing I've been telling people. One day, y'all gonna see all these gas stations having signs up saying no gas when they got plenty of gas. Because you know why? They're gonna be funding or putting the gas into their vehicles so they can go around and attack in America. You watch. In the hotels, they're gonna have no vacancies. You know why? Because they're gonna be full of these sleeper cell armies. Y'all watch. Y'all, I've been telling people this for 20 dadgum years and nobody listened to me. Nobody. But maybe somebody start listening now.
What the United States did yesterday should have been done long ago. A lot of lives would have been saved. Just recently, Soleimani led the brutal repression of protesters in Iran, where more than 1,000 innocent civilians were tortured and killed by their own government. We took action last night to stop a war. We did not take action to start a war.
All right, y'all heard that, right? He's trying to stop what's coming, but this stuff has been built up since before 1979. I remember when they had the hostages over there. These people were hijacking airplanes, back in the day. I mean, and it was all for money. They're always doing it and wanting some sort of negotiation with money. Hey, Fallout Shelter. But man, I've been listening to stuff and this, that, and other. But last night was a weird night, man. It was weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I woke up and today was a different day. It just felt different. Everything is just totally something's not right. And if you think about it, that Agenda 21, all right, this is the whole deal. I got Kim lung last week, man. When I had to get up one morning, it's raining his butt off and foggy at the same time. That's crazy. But I could feel that stuff getting in my lungs. And man, I didn't run a temperature or anything, but man, my nose was so full of, I had to blow. I don't have to blow my nose. I was having to blow my nose every 10 minutes and I was getting like every time just about, and it was in my chest. I couldn't breathe and hurt to do with the Agenda 21. I'm telling y'all. Hey, Murphy's Law. Drone with Smith. What's going on? But man, I'm just, hey, Super Dave. But yeah, I've been not running a sick, but like upper respiratory sick, man. I've been having a dry hack ever since that day was foggy and raining. I just, it was the air, these chemtrails, and it's part of their agenda. And now they've done this. All these sleeper cells are going to start. You watch. The only way they're going to control it is state martial law. And that's all part of the Agenda 21, y'all. Y'all watch. This is part of it. And I feel it. I feel it in my bones. And I'm not trying to fear porn. I'm just telling everybody this is 2020 now. Agenda 21 is set up for 2021. We are less than a year away. I hate to say it, we're probably less than a few months away from everything going to you know what. Yeah, exactly. Fallout. Like, look, check this out. This is the weirdest thing. I'm sleeping. And I don't know. It's probably 3 in the morning or something. I didn't look at the time, but I was awake sleeping. I'm sitting there. I'm like, how am I awake, asleep? And I'm sitting there. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's the weirdest thing. I wasn't dreaming. I was trying to sleep. I was sleeping, but I was awake. And I'm like, now how am I awake sleeping? And I laid there for like 10 minutes sleeping while I was awake. And I'm like, man, this doesn't make any sense to me. Fallout. You see what Fallout said? But man, yeah, I mean, let me take these glasses. I look tired and haggard, y'all, because I am tired. And I've been working as weird hours, man, where I gotta get up at 3:30 in the morning. Comes around and everything changes. But yeah, I mean, if something was different about it, and then I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, man, I gotta do this. And I don't know, I'm not gonna show any more Trump there, but I will show you this, and I hope YouTube will probably have a problem with it, but it's fair use. But this is the attack on that dude. If I can get down here to it. Death to America. Death to America.
هاي العجلة الثانية هذا البشر راح تطلع.
That guy right there, pure evil. He's gone now, but he's pure evil.
رزمنده نبود، فقط فرمانده نبود، امید همه مظلومای عالم.
Death to America. You see that? Y'all see that, right? Look how many people out there chanting death to America. Lee Rebel. How's it going? But yeah, I mean, this is what's going on, y'all.
رهبر انقلاب پیامی صادر انتقام سختی در انتظار جنایتکارانی است که دست پلید خود را به خون او و دیگر شهدای حادثه دیشب آلودند.
اقدام آمریکا بدون تردید یک اقدام تروریسم.
They're saying America enacted a state of terrorism when they are the state of terrorism. They've been terrorizing for decades and decades, and they've set up cyber cells, man. I remember in the 70s when the coming up. I mean, when I was a kid, we lived out in the country, right? About 15 miles down the road headed toward Memphis. You're still in the country. They built a big mosque, and they had that thing chain link fenced off where you couldn't. I mean, in the 70s, they were already building fortresses. I'll get it out in a minute. Hey, Jim G. And Daron. What did I say, Drone? Daron Smith. Look, hang on, let me get over here. And these climate alarmists like Greta, look, they made up the theme global warming so they could chemtrail the crap out of our skies. Then they want to call it climate change due to global warming. Man, the earth fluctuates. It gets hot, it gets cold. But they are the ones causing the climate change that old Obama used every time he got a mic in front of his mouth. He was climate change, climate change. Man, the only climate change we have going on is geoengineering, and I just did a dadgum thing on that, and they put a global warming banner underneath my video. I mean, come on. These people. Global warming is a hoax. Climate change is real because man is doing engineering, and I didn't mean to get off subject, but that's all part of it. If they can make it colder, it causes more chaos for everybody. Hey, Bubba. Listen to these people, man. I mean, it's just how it is. Yeah, Quicksilver, thanks. I keep forgetting about that. I didn't even like my own video. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, these people. All right, what's that link? Man, it all ties together. Paul's the name. It all ties together. All of it. Did y'all see it? Look, let me see if I can find this. I'm going to have to go over here. Y'all be patient with me, please. Oh, Greta. Here's Greta without a speech. This reporter was asking her what would she say to the world and, you know, Trump. Oh my goodness. Hang on. I think, I mean, I got fair use. I should be able to. Y'all watch this. This is the girl that's on Time Magazine as Person of the Year. It's a joke. They're just using her. Listen to this.
Please tell us what you are doing here today. What kind of message would you send by doing this to world leaders? And also kind of ask you, do you think it's about time that President Trump would respond to what you have said today?
She doesn't have a script.
I think, I'm sorry, what was the first question?
What's the message you would like to send to our leaders by doing what you are doing?
I think what we want to send is...
He asked her, what is the message that you want to send by doing what you're doing? And listen to her answer.
The message we want to send is to say that we have had enough. And anyone else wants to ask another question?
We have had enough. Anybody else want to answer that question?
I can't speak on behalf of everyone.
She can't speak on behalf of everyone. The question was asked directly to Greta, who is in charge of running this whole conspiracy of hers, and she can't even answer the question.
Anyone wants to answer about the message to world leaders? Mm-hmm.
What about President Trump? He's here today. Do you think he should respond in any way?
I think maybe you should give some questions to the other.
Now here, oh my God. Here's the leader of the global warming. How dare you? And she can't answer questions that pertain to her little charade. I mean, come on. Yeah, she's just a puppet, man. And then, you know how she says she's got autism and selective speech and all this? Well, they had a reporter questioning the parents, why are you taking a child that's mentally ill all around the countries like you're doing? And Greta said, I don't have a mental illness. Okay, hang on. You say you do, you say you don't. I mean, you either got it or you don't. But they put that mental illness stuff in there so if people went to attack her, they could say, how dare you attack someone with mental illness? The girl is a puppet. The girl is a joke. I should be on the cover of Time Magazine. No, excuse me, this Kim is starting to clear up, but man, it's been rough. I can't hardly breathe. I mean, the cigarettes aren't helping much, which is slow me down on that too. But yeah, I mean, where was I at? All right, I did the one where the aftermath. Those people chanting "Death to America." Well, they've been saying "Death to America" for years, for decades, and then they figured out, look, that guy I've been telling y'all about from the body shop, he's had his American status. He's actually a citizen for over 20 years. But you can't let a dog touch him. Oh, man, a dog touches him, he's got to go home and take a shower because he can't go to his mosque. They go to the mosque 4 times a day. Yeah, I don't know how that's allowable. I mean, seriously. American at a job, they don't get to leave 4 times a day because of their religion. A Christian has no rights in this country, but if you're a dadgum Muslim, oh, you get to leave and come back when you get done praying to the east or the west or whatever direction it is they pray to, if they are. And I asked that dude, because I used to bring my little dog with me. I brought my little dog with me for years, and all of a sudden this guy shows up. My dog touches him one time. I can't bring my dog anymore. I'm like, I'm tired of my rights being taken away due to foreigners, minorities, and I'm not bashing. You get one guy in here, and the reason why, if the dog touches him, God does not like the smell of a dog, so therefore he is unclean to pray to God, so he's got to take a shower and change clothes. Just because the dog snipped him on the knee. That don't make sense to me. But it doesn't have the same God I've got. Yeah, Jim G, that girl's insane. But if you ask her, she'd say, but it's crazy. I mean, I ain't trying to. Yeah, and this greenhouse, that's what I was saying the other day, Fallout. In the 70s, they got rid of fluorocarbons and daggum paint cans and, oven sprays and everything because it was causing a hole in the ozone. All right, you don't hear about they changed from the hole in the ozone to global warming. They got rid of Freon, 22? Because it was supposed to be affecting the atmosphere. More than likely, the stuff they got rid of that we used helped the atmosphere in all reality, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, man, I just thought I'd get on here and tell everybody, man, I don't know. Something's about to pop off. Everybody needs to be ready. I'm really fixing to I got all my stuff, but I'm fixing to get all my stuff gathered up because I just feel like something ain't right. Something isn't right. And this dadgum Kim Long I got, man, thank you, air sprayers. But what else was I doing on here? Let's see. Did I finish that?
I have deep respect for the Iranian people. They are a remarkable people with an incredible and unlimited. We do not seek regime change. However, the Iranian regime's aggression and the regime to destabilize its neighbors must end, and it must end now. The future belongs to the people of Iran, those who seek peace and cooperation, not the terrorist warlords who plunder their nation to finance bloodshed abroad. The United States has the best military by far anywhere in the world. We have the best intelligence.
I must have hit the wrong
if
button.
Americans anywhere are threatened, we have all of those targets already fully identified, and I am ready and prepared to take whatever action is necessary. And that in particular refers to Iran. Under my leadership, we have destroyed the ISIS territorial caliphate. And recently, American Special Operations Forces killed the terrorist leader known as al-Baghdadi. The world is a safer place without these monsters.
That is the truth, though.
Pursue the interests
that is the truth.
Good people, great souls, while seeking peace, harmony, and friendship with all of the nations of the world. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military, and God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
Amen. Now, look, a lot of people might not like Trump, but Trump has sat there and has tried to do more for this country than any other president we've had. And I know puppets. But I can't wants to go outside big time. Hey, what? You can't go. It's so crazy. Because Fallout, it's all part of the new world order plan, man. That's why you still have all these countries working together that fight each other everywhere else. But you know, they go to their little clubhouse where they're trying to, I mean, think about it. CERN is a dimensional machine, man. That thing operates in dimensions we don't understand. There are other, I mean, look at it like this. All right, you know your FM radio in your car. You just got one radio, right? But you got a bunch of stations in between these frequencies, right? Well, Earth is the same way, man. We're in this reality, but there's other realities on the same plane. How am I trying to say that? Like, I don't know how, you know, one radio's got thousands of stations. So why can't you have other dimensions that we can't see because we're tuned into this frequency? But there's other dimensions sharing this same existent, or not this exact moment or this exact frequency we're on, but there's other channels on that. I don't know. It makes sense if you don't think about it. I know, and that's the problem, man. Look at Virginia. Virginia's crazy. Virginia's outright trying to break the Second Amendment of the Constitution. I mean, look at the Democrats and their impeachment. I mean, anybody in their right mind can see the sham that's going on. And I'm not political, but you know, I don't know. I mean, if you got a president like Obama, they can sit there and load up crates and crates and crates of cash and take them to a country that has, you know, had what do you call it? But anyhow, take them cash money because they're not supposed to get any kind of assistance and not get impeached for that. That's just one thing Obama did. Yeah, I guess parallel dimensions on the same. How am I trying to say this? We're on one fixture with multiple parallel universes or dimensions. I mean, think about it. And John X stole this idea from me. But any God-fearing person knows when you die, how am I trying to put this? Eternity is forever and ever and ever, right? Where our reality exists in the reality of eternity. You know what I'm saying? So we're just like a little bubble in a vast reality of eternity that has no beginning, no end. But in this little of reality, we have time, and we have beginnings, we have endings. Of it all, there is no time. And like Tales of the Blue-Eyed Indian said one time, and it made so much sense, and that's how I came up with that. He said, no matter where you are in the world, it's at the exact same time for everybody. It don't matter if you're in Australia and it's already what? Is it early Monday morning? Late Sunday night in Australia right now? Well, it's still the same time as right now. Even though their time, as far as on the scale of Earth, is different, time is the same everywhere. If a bomb blows up right now It blew up at the same time everywhere. Just the Earth time is different for everybody, but it blew up at one time. Does that? I don't know if I'm explaining that or not. The General Atomics in San Diego. It's all a stage fallout. That's a lot to read. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. But man, yeah, I finally my StreamYard time has reset, so that's why I'm back on the StreamYard. I think I need. It's like 30 degrees here, man. But yeah, I mean, it's all staged. It's all about money, greed, and this is my deal on this climate change. All right, they're calling it global warming. How am I trying to put this? But it's actually they're shortening the days. They're cooling the days down by spraying the skies. They're making it colder. But when they're making it colder, they're making it hotter somewhere else because there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if they're making it colder here, it's getting warmer somewhere else or hotter. Does that make any sense? Yeah, they're well. Look, you got sheriffs everywhere that are constitutional sheriffs, and then you got some sheriffs that just want the notoriety. I can name one of those in Tennessee. Matter of fact, in Fayette County, that joker, I knew him for years. He ran for sheriff. I sat there and went to their what do you call it when they get a bunch of people together promoting him. Joker made sheriff, and then he acts like he never knew who I was. He treated everybody like not just me. He just once he became sheriff, he didn't know who anybody was. Not that I was looking for favoritism or anything like that, but you would think if you knew a man for 10 years before he became sheriff that he would still know you after he became sheriff, but not this guy. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Share it out. It don't matter. I'm kind of, man, I don't know. YouTube has lost its flair for me, and I don't want to go live unless I just have something that I really need to get out there. And today, for some reason, like I said, I woke up. I don't know how to explain it. I was sleeping, but awake and aware of me sleeping. And I remember asking, how am I sleeping while I'm awake? And then, I don't know, the light come. It was early morning, right? It looked like a fluorescent light was on out. So this is the sun, and we got clear blue skies. But if you get the sun behind a big tree, you can see a haze. You can't see the haze unless you block the sun out with like a tree or something. Then you can see like this white haze around where the sun is. That's how much crap's in there. I mean, they're fogging us out. I mean, go outside at night with a flashlight and shine it up. You'll see. Man, it looks like it's snowing. Princess, my sleep's been all crazy. I've been going to sleep, waking up, and thinking, man, it must be, 5 in the morning. Look at the clock, and I was only asleep for an hour. I'm like, what? How does it feel like I slept 6 hours? and it's only been an hour. And I don't usually dream much. You know what? You remember me telling you I dreamed about Trump over a month ago. And he was in, I don't know, it wasn't a white suit. I don't know what he was in. He's in all white. And I was at like a courthouse or something in a small town. And they came in and told everybody, get out of the courthouse, get out of the courthouse. And they started running us out of the courthouse. And as I was going out, Trump and his, bodyguards were going in. And I yelled over, hey, Trump. And he looked up and waved. But he was wearing, it wasn't a white suit. I don't know how to explain it. He was wearing all white though. And they're rushing them in. And I don't usually dream. You know what I mean? If I dream, there's meaning to it. Yeah, I know that. Shadow Quicksilver. MH in the house. But yeah, I felt, I don't know, man. It's just, everybody needs to be ready. And I'm thinking about, and everybody can do it, but I'm thinking about look, I got this survival knife here. This is my own special one. I got that gum I sold a multi-tool on the front. Then on the back, I've got my magnesium fire starter. Then in the handle, this screws off. You got a compass up here. But inside this handle, man, I put a lot of stuff in there, like fishing line, because believe it or not, fishing line will last a long time and it's strong. And I've got upholstery needles and stuff like that. So that way, if I get ripped open or something, I can sit there and sew myself up with that fishing line and upholstery needles. But I'm thinking about, I don't know how to do it, but putting this basic knife for sale, pretty cheap, as cheap as I can do it, plus shipping, you know what I mean? But my problem is, I think we're running out of time, and it's going to take me about a week to figure out, get it to where I can get it available. And I'm like, I don't know if I got time. So I just want everybody to know, get ready out there, man. Y'all get prepared. Because, we're in it now. We are in it now. We got, not only is that country over there in Iran, I guess I can say that, I don't care. But they're not the only country chanting death to America. They're not the only Middle East country over there. Afghanistan is not going to let America sit there and fly air support over their land. What? Afghanistan? And then you got little Rocket Man. He's a wild card. It's all like, look over here while I'm doing something over there. This camera's backwards. How much you want it? Quick Shield. Yeah, that's where I got it. At a Harbor Freight. It's cheap. But I don't know if everybody's got a Harbor Freight somewhere. That's the reason why I was going to try to get some extra ones. And that way, if anybody doesn't, you can probably get it at Walmart or anywhere. I'm just saying, people, look, I carry this with me in every vehicle that I go in, because if I wind up like in Jackson, Tennessee, and crap hits the fan, and I got to abandon my vehicle, with this knife right here, I've got fire making abilities. I forgot what all I've got in this handle, but when I put it in there, I put it in there for on purpose of what I needed. You know what I mean? I don't know. Claim your rights under the First Amendment. Well, you know what I figured out? Harbor Freight is the terrorist. Harbor Freight, you can buy some of the cheapest triggering devices to make bombs and stuff. I'm serious. I mean, all their little trinkets and stuff can be used to make bombs and junk. Like, you up a bomb that goes off when the sun comes up or when the sun goes down just by using one of those photosynthesis cells or whatever, like for spotlights. When it gets dark, the spotlight comes on. Well, instead of a spotlight coming on, it could be an explosive charge. I mean, I'm just saying, everything they got at Harbor Freight is a terrorist dream store. I mean, I noticed that years ago. Yeah, I'm about out of coffee myself, Quicksilver. And it's cold, man, it's cold. But today, man, I don't know what the deal was. Still sleeping or watching. I don't know how to explain it. And then I went back to sleep. Then I woke up next time I was 7:30 out of bed by 5:30 every morning. So it's like, I don't know if it's a time shift. I don't know what happened. Agony, what's going on? Yeah, but Lowe's is a little more expensive. Yeah. Hang on. She wants me to throw another piece of wood on the fire. It's in there, so it's radiating some heat. Oh, I know it, man. It's like you can make. I mean, it's easy to make model rocket engines using powdered sugar and potassium nitrate. I've made a few. Oh, yeah. You know, that was crazy too. I think that was on purpose. Sitting there, the ammonium nitrate and all that. I think they did a lot of that stuff. That was red flags back in the day. We just didn't realize it. That was a way for them to take away. Did you know every American is allowed to have 50 pounds of black powder on them at any given time? You can legally carry 50 pounds of, get your big old drum, 50 pounds of black powder. You can have that on you legally. Jim G, I've been prepping too, but for some reason, the jig is up. I can feel it in my bones, man. The jig is up. It's crazy. I just feel it. I mean, I woke up. I mean, I've been listening to stuff going on. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to fall prey to fear porn or nothing like that. I'm not going to let I tried to keep a level, steady thought, right? But I don't know. I woke up in a different world today. I'm like, man, something isn't right. Something's about to go off. What? Hang on. I'm trying. Okay, UFO. Because man, I'm telling you, they taxes enough. And look, nowhere in the there is no law saying you have to pay income tax. There's no law. They made it to where, you know, it was a oh, what, I can't think the word. Man, I don't know what it is. I can't think today, man. It was on a voluntary status if you wanted to pay income tax. That's how it started out. It was a voluntary deal. You could or you didn't have to. And it still stands that way today, except for they tricked everybody into believing there's a law. No, there ain't no law. Yeah, and Civil War is what they're going to get in Virginia. Because you watch, there's a lot of states that are, I mean, Utah, Missouri, they're open carry anywhere. You don't have to have a concealed carry permit. You have the constitutional right to open carry. But like here in Tennessee, they try to make it to where, well, you can't open carry unless you have a concealed carry permit. That's bullcrap. You can open carry in America anywhere except for Washington, D.C. I'm going to have to get back with you on that, UFO. Because, you know, some people calling it bucking the system, but I call it your rights, your God-given rights, man. Well, the problem is these people that wisdom comes with evil. I mean, if everybody had good in their heart, we wouldn't have problems like we have. That's the whole problem. We got some evil people. We had the fallen ones here. They've been here since day one. They got banished to this earth, which I don't understand. Why would you create an earth and then, you know, have all these angels sit there and rile up against you, and you kick them out of heaven onto your own creation? I ain't never figured that out. That'd be like Picasso painting one of his $1 million paintings and then taking a crap on it. I mean, would you? I just ain't figured that one out. But then again, who knows, man? We've been lied to so long. But I know what they're doing in our skies is no lie. They're killing us. They're killing. Y'all saw, I don't know if y'all saw my video. It's only like 14 minutes long. I walked through the woods showing all the muscadine vines that have fallen off the trees and all the trees that are dying. And, you know, these trees were tall enough they were getting light. It ain't like, you know, I know a forest dies out because the bigger trees are going to take light from the smaller trees. But that's not what's going on nowadays. The problem is they had started back in the 70s with the kids, brainwashing them. And then those kids had kids that were how much it just explanated, you know what I mean? You had the brainwashed kids had kids, so they got brought up brainwashed and then went to school and got brainwashed more, and then they had kids. And oh man, there's only a few of us that escaped that. And I'm one of them. I'm a free thinker. I'm a free man. And I declared that years ago. When they got that dude for fishing and put him in jail, I was like, oh no. That's when I declared I'm a free man. Hey, it's a flat earth. Jim G, the wood in my trees around here aren't worth cutting into boards. They've deteriorated either from the inside out or from the outside in. It's weird. I've got wood I'm trying to burn, and about the outside 2 inches is like an off color, and that stuff don't burn. And I'm beginning to wonder if because I think these trees have absorbed all this shit they've been, excuse my language, all this stuff they've been spraying for years and years and years is in the wood. And I think I might have got some of that smoke in my lungs too, man. But I'm telling y'all, I've had an upper respiratory irritation. I'm not going to call it an infection because, if you have like a sinus infection when your blood big, that's how you can tell if you got an infection. Infection, you'll see a little blood. I didn't. And I've been coughing like my lungs are full of liquid and stuff. And I hadn't done anything different other than that one morning when I went outside and it was heavy drizzle and foggy at the same time. I mean, I've never seen that. Yeah, in the microwave. Thank you, 5G. Oh, yeah, vaccines. I forgot. Watch Fallout Shelter. He showed all that stuff, man. I can't remember Tetra, whatever. Yeah, you told me to do that before. I'll try. I haven't tried it yet. But I believe it. But yeah, one of the ingredients in the vaccine is 50% mercury by weight. And I can't remember what that daggone word was now. Yeah, Jim G. They also came out with I guess it was a soybean, that the only thing the root system does is keep it in the ground. The leaves absorb the moisture, not the roots, the leaves. So what does that tell you? Yeah, ethyl mercury, but what do they label it as on there? It started with a TH something. I can't remember what it was called. It was right on the tip of my tongue before I tried to say it. And I can't remember. But yeah, everything that y'all need to watch Fallout's thing on the vaccine. He broke it down. He does some research. I mean, he'll show you the research. Everything in those vaccines is a neurotoxin. And if you books and look at those chemicals, I mean, it tells you the health problems. But yet, they are a neurotoxin, poison. They're in the MSD books. But yet, they say, oh, it's safe to use in vaccines. In the MSD book, and it tells you what's going to happen and what it does and how bad it is for you. It should not be in any kind of medicine whatsoever. It's crazy. Yeah. The only way we get, excuse me, this Kim lung has got me. The only way we can get vitamin D is from the sun, which they didn't block today for some reason. I got you, UFO. We need to do I need to have you as a guest, and we'll have that as a whole topic because that's something I want everybody to know, man. Don't let these deadgum laws they put on everybody infringe on your amendment rights or your free rights, your God-given rights. I mean, we have a right to protect ourselves. Oh, that's another. Have y'all noticed pancreas cancer is up, man. It's like the new. It's like an epidemic, like it's a germ spreading out there. Everybody's getting it. Really. You know, I've been meaning, you know what I don't get? 2 miles from me, straight north, is a cell tower. If I'd go diagonally 45 degrees, 2.5 miles northeast or northwest of me is a cell tower. It's not 5 miles from the other cell tower that's, how am I trying to say? Anyhow, there's like 4 cell towers that you can see at the same time. And I'm like, all right, why? I mean, why? Well, I won't get into. I just wished I had a good enough camera to video what I see, because I saw a cell tower one day making clouds. That thing had this big. I mean, it was probably 10 foot across microwave antenna. You know what I'm talking about? Looks like a drum. And it was cold, man. It was cold, and that thing was making the moisture in the sky turn to clouds. And I was watching it do it, and I'm like, man, I wish I had a decent camera to show that. It was at night. My cell phone wouldn't pick it up. But that was just south of Jackson. But yeah, y'all. I don't use my phone at all. That's the problem. I leave my phone in the house and stuff. And I miss, well, don't nobody call me, number one, but I miss messages and stuff like that because I don't pay attention to it. I don't even, the only reason I got it is so I can get on the internet. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I got out of the Air Force because I wasn't gonna get vaccinated. I haven't been vaccinated since 1989. I'm like, screw that. They gave me a typhoid vaccination. Whew, I was sick for a week. They used to make us take oral polio every year. Exactly, UFO. But see, I don't stand for that. And see, I have cops around here. I got pulled over. Look, my tags were dirty, right? They weren't reflecting. And I got pulled over because of that. And dude's like, let me see your license. I go, well, why'd you pull me over? And he's like, well, I couldn't see your tags. I go, well, can you see them back there? He goes, yeah. I go, why do you need to see my license? He goes, well, I need to see who you are. I go, you know, what about my Fifth Amendment? What about my Fourth Amendment? What about my 14th Amendment? I mean, I don't have to have those tags back there that you stopped me for because you couldn't see them, but now you can see them and you still want to keep investigating me. And he's like, oh, you're one of them sovereign citizens. And I go, oh, no. I'm just a citizen that knows my rights. And all citizens are sovereign due to those rights. See, they've turned sovereign citizen into a bad word. Everybody in America is supposed to be sovereign due to our Constitution. That's how they twist it. They changed the real word of what we are all supposed to be sovereign citizens, meaning freedom. That's what the Constitution was for, to protect our sovereign rights. All I know, the only way to solve this problem is John Boy for president. How come I go up there? Oh, there it goes. I'm kidding. I was campaigns again. But I figured Trump would get it another 4 years. But y'all, I just got on here to let everybody know, man, be ready. Have some sort of bag in your car. So no matter where you're at, if something happens, you got enough to have a compass, man. I've got a compass in my truck or my Jeep. And like I said, I always keep this knife in my Jeep. I have a tent in my Jeep, but my main bug out stuff is right here. And I'm fixing to get it together as soon as I get off. All right, UFO. I'm gonna have to get back. We're gonna have, if you don't mind, one of these days, do a live on that. Well, you know, most things, animals like dogs and stuff, is a human form of medicine. It goes both ways. All right, Fallout, I appreciate it. I'll holler at you later. Appreciate you coming in. But look, y'all, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off here, get back a hold of you, UFO, on that. I don't know what happened with our Hangouts connection. I'll try to send you stuff. Man, my nose, I need to blow it. This dadgum Kim Lung crap is getting to me. But yeah, y'all. Father versus son 101. How's it going? I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in. I just wanted everybody to, be ready. Something's about, who knows? I mean, they've been hacking into our bank systems. Iran's been taking responsibility for that. So there's no telling what all's going to happen. I'm fixed to go get all the money I have in my account out. But y'all, exactly. Thermosol, Thimerosal. Yeah. Thank you, Fallout. That was, I don't know if I pronounced it right, but that's the word. That's just like, how people read the ingredients and then say, in the ingredients, it say natural flavorings. Well, natural flavorings doesn't mean natural flavorings. Natural flavorings means that's the name of that flavor. They call it natural flavorings, but it's not natural. It's crazy. It's a spinoff of words. How they use words against you is crazy. Oh, I feel fine. I just got this cough and lungs and all this stuff. Shauna. Man, you know what's weird? StreamYard chat is working faster than my YouTube chat. Huh. But y'all, I'm fixing to call it because I need to get some more coffee. And man, my throat and stuff's been dry. Like I said, I'm not running a fever. That's how I know it's chemical related. Because I got chemical pneumonia one time from chlorine. I had a chlorinated adhesive and that stuff gave me chemical pneumonia and almost died. This feels just like that, but I haven't been around any chemicals. So y'all, Fallout Shelter, have a good day. UFO Builder, People's Last Stand, Jim G, Shadow Quicksilver, Father Son versus 1-on-1. Did I say that right? Oh, it's a flat earth. Y'all have a good day, right? MH. Who else? I was going off the top of my head there. That's pretty good. I think that's all we had chit chatting in here. But my dog needs to run out and I need some coffee. And I do appreciate it, y'all. I just had to get this off my chest. Everybody needs to be ready. Something's about to happen. I don't know when. I just feel it. I'm not scared. I just prepared. You know what I mean? And I just suggest everybody else be prepared too. Oh, I'm all right on the sleep. Yeah, I'll get some honey. But y'all have a good day. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Remember, John Boy for president.